What's up, everybody? Subjective Reviews here, back with your DC News exclusives. So the first thing I want to talk about is there's a rumor going around about Birds of Prey movie. It's coming out next year. I believe Grace Randolph said she had some scoops on it, and I think another article was written about it. And I'll put my 2 cents in, but it's about Black Mask. He's the villain, apparently, of the Birds of Prey movie. They're saying that he's going to be gay. Okay, I mean, that's fine and dandy if that's true, whatever. I mean, we still have to wait and find out. I don't understand why it's being made a big deal. Why do we have to know what he's into? And you know, if that weighs heavily in the movie, I don't understand why. It might not. I believe something I was reading was saying that there's hints of it here or there where you can kind of figure out that he might be gay. But again, I don't understand, why that's such a big deal and why that needs to be talked about and why they're even making that happen. I mean, do whatever you want making a movie, but I don't know. I mean, I feel as a villain of a movie, I don't need to know his sexuality and what he's into unless that does something to the plot. I don't need to know that, but hey, whatever. If he's gay in the movie, fine. That's fine with me. I don't care. Do whatever. So I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that. The next thing I want to talk about, there was an article written by John Aaron Garza from RealAnarchy.com. Pretty much what he did was he laid out, in his opinion, from all of his research and everything, of how much of Zack Snyder's footage was in the Justice League movie that we got, compared to how much footage of Joss's was in the cut. And it's a great article. I'll put the article in the description for, to see like how much of Zack's movie, or how much Zack film was cut from the movie compared to Joss and how much he did to the movie. It's pretty incredible. And then when you take into the fact that Zack's original movie was like 3.5 hours long, 214 minutes long, and it was only a 2-hour movie, and maybe there's 30-40 minutes of Zack's footage that wasn't reshot in the movie. I mean, it's incredible. That means you're still missing pretty much 2 hours and 50 minutes of Zack's footage of Zack's movie. Again, when I say there's so much of this movie that we have not seen, there is a lot. And as you can see with all the images coming out that Zack is putting out there, you can see that. The dark side images, the cyborg images, just different shots, the Aquaman, meeting with Volko, and things of that nature. I mean, it's just like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But you know what? We're going to get this cut. We are. We keep on fighting. We're doing a great job, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's going to happen. So I'm very excited for that. I cannot wait. It's going to be crazy pandemonium for these DC fans. Seriously, it's going to be epic. Speaking of Justice League, there's been a lot of talks about how this DC Universe streaming service was going to be taken under a new streaming service by AT&T. It's going to have HBO, Cartoon Network, DC Universe, all kinds of stuff, all these shows, all these different channels, and it was all going to be under one streaming service package. We had an idea of kind of what it was going to be. So then the other day, they actually had a conference, and they came out with the name and everything. It's going to be called HBO Max. I'm not sure if they said they're going to be taking over the DC Universe. That still might be its own separate entity. But they're going to have, with this HBO Max, they're going to have DC things, DC movies and shows involved. And all CW, like I said, Cartoon Network, all types of stuff. They're going to have more original series, and they're going to have like episodes from Friends, and things of that nature. And then right away, when they released this, all these people came out of the woodworks and was posting about releasing Snydercut, releasing Snydercut. Well, what actually pissed them off was that they released like a 60-minute or 60-second clip for this HBO Max, and there was maybe 4 or 5 scenes. It was just a mixture of HBO shows and movies and that nature. And there was like 4 or 5 different scenes from the Justice League movie. So, I feel like, why are you putting that why are you putting that on with this package? Like, yeah, I know that Justice League will be a part of it, but why are you making a big stink about it? Like, when it comes to all the DC stuff that you have, and that's the one that you want. So it's kind of like, this is their chance to make their money. And to go along with that, Bleeding Cool did an article about, in their eyes, how much money the Snyder Cut could actually make. Now, I will say that if you read the article, they're saying that for this, they say that it should be released within this streaming service, this HBO Max streaming service. And they're saying they did some crazy math with saying that if there were 60 comments on this HBO Max Twitter thing, and I don't know, like 20 or 30% of the comments were released to Snyder Cut, saying that out of all the people in the world, 2.5 billion of them people could want this cut to be released, and that if you take the 2.5 billion and let's say the streaming service is $20, you multiply that and you get like $50 billion for 1 month subscription of this HBO Max just to see the Snyder Cut, that they could make $50 billion. I don't know how serious these guys are, but that just doesn't add up. I believe the Snyder Cut will make a lot of money, definitely, but $50 billion, that's insane. If WB knew they could make $50 billion in a month off this cut, it would have been out a long time ago. I find that kind of funny, but I believe with this cut, it's going to make a lot of money. And if you release it in the movie theaters, I could see this movie making $1 billion just because of the pure curiosity of it. Obviously, all the DC fans are going to go out and see it, but then you're going to have all these people who want to see it because of curiosity. And then you're going to have all the people that hate DC and despise it. They're going to go out and see it because then they want to come out and say, oh, the original was better, or this and that. So I would not be surprised if they released this in the movie theaters and it made $1 billion. That would not surprise me because this is the cut everyone wants. I'm telling you. So the last thing I want to talk about is the Joker movie, specifically Todd Phillips. I don't know where this was said. I saw this on Twitter. I believe it to be true. How this whole Joker movie got started with Todd Phillips was that he was at a War Dogs after party, and he pitched this whole thing to WB, which I had no idea. I think that's pretty awesome. He said, listen, this movie should be its own entity. It should be its own thing. He's like, enough with competing against the beast, as he calls, which is the MCU. He said, let's do something that they can't do. Let's do something that, he wants it to be separate from what the DCEU is doing. And he also, I believe, pitched the idea of calling it DC Black, which I think is really awesome. And he said, listen, we don't want to have any CGI in this movie. Let's do something that they've never seen before. $30 million is the budget for this movie. Let's do it. I think that's awesome. I'm super stoked for this movie. The Joker, again, can't say it enough. Greatest villain out there, the Joker. Todd Phillips, interesting choice for a director, but he's the one that pitched it, so it seems like he's all in on this thing. It's gonna be great because it's something that's never been done before, and it's nothing. They didn't get any of their source material from the comics. So, and again, if you know anything about the Joker, he really doesn't have an origin story. They're kind of making up their own thing, which is awesome because we can't go in and be like, oh, this is how it's gonna be. You know what I mean? We don't know that. So, very excited for that. Can't wait to see that. And they're going to be promoting the hell out of that. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be dropping a new trailer in the next couple weeks, especially San Diego Comic-Con. It's coming up. So, can't wait. DC, big things are happening. I'm telling you, this is a very exciting time to be a DC fan. Good things are coming, trust me. So, thank you for watching this video. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Please leave a comment below. And thank you.